Come to our mats, sitting comfortably, eyes closed. Time to start coming back inward. If there is a problem with sitting cross-legged, you can just open your eyes and see. You can even put your feet one in front of the other. That might allow the hips to feel a little more comfortable. Otherwise, take any posture that's comfortable and then close your eyes. Coming back inward. Start with your body awareness. Observe how the whole body is feeling. Are you comfortable in how you're sitting? Our sitting posture being comfortable helps us go inward more easily. So whenever we have to sit for a long time, say for pranayama, sometimes even in the centering, you can even sit on a chair or think of using a cushion to sit on. Something firm, slightly elevated, will help keep the back straight. And observe the rest of the body. Checking in to see how the different parts are feeling. To see if there's any tightness, discomfort in any part. Going all the way to the head and face as well. How relaxed and open can you keep the body? And then move your awareness to the breathing as well. You are aware of the body, and now you are also aware of your breathing. As you breathe in, is your belly soft and relaxed so that it can expand? As you breathe out, feel that you're releasing any tightness that might still be there in the body. Allow the belly to expand, fall back in. So as you breathe in, feel that you're breathing deeper into the belly button. Breathing out, slow and easy. And now mentally, start counting the number of seconds you're taking to breathe in. Remember, though it is mental, keep the counting soft and gentle. Everything makes a difference. See how many seconds long your inhalations are and your exhalations. Even as you count, can you enjoy the breathing? Can you feel the effects on the whole body? Allow that lightness in all the parts as you breathe in. Let the body feel relaxed as you breathe out. Now slowly, can you make the breathing equal? Breathing in equal ratios. How many ever seconds you're breathing in for, can you breathe out for the same number of seconds? If your inhalations are longer, exhalations shorter, you can breathe in maybe a little faster to try to make them even. You can try for 4 or 5 seconds, inhalations, exhalations. But if that's not comfortable, 3 is also okay. And let go of the counting for now. Let go of any effort to make the breath even. We will be using this breathing pattern through most of the class today. We will do a dynamic class where we are moving constantly for the first half at least. So we will mindfully, being aware of the body and the breathing, keep the mental count, try to maintain that equal ratio breathing, samavritti. Now set an intention to be fully present with your body, with your breathing, enjoying whatever is happening with the body and breath. Only that can bring the effects on the mind and mental activity also, making your yoga practice more impactful. When we think sadhana, yoga practice, I have noticed that I have become serious at times. But the more I go with my practice, the more aware I become. I see that the more effortless and easy it is, the deeper the impact. So enjoy what you do on the mat. With that, let us chant our 3 rounds of Omkara. You can stay with your hands in Chin Mudra or bring them in a Namaste. Exhale, gently pulling the belly button in. Take a relaxed breath into the belly. Check if you're still aware of the breathing of the body. And now slowly come back to that samavritti breathing again. Mentally keeping a gentle count of the number of seconds as you breathe in, as you breathe out. Now you can slowly open your eyes, remaining aware of that breathing practice with the pattern of breathing. Now let us start moving the body the same way, bringing the hands to the side, continuing at the same pace. Move your body at the same pace as you're breathing. As you raise your arms, join your palms, look up towards the palms. Bring your hands down, look towards the chest. Continue for 2 more rounds. Can you keep the body movement and the breathing in sync? Whatever that speed is for you right now. When we are more mindful, that much more we gain control over the muscle movements also. Take your time to finish the 3 rounds and then bring your head to the center. And we'll go with lateral stretches the same way. So this time you breathe in, breathing out, take your arms down, placing the right palm down, gently extending. Breathing in, press into that palm, coming up gently. Now this movement again is a good opportunity to observe. Because of the weight shifting, center of gravity shifting, there is an urge to go suddenly and also press and come up suddenly. So how aware can you be of all the body parts so you can move slow and gently? You can straighten the body up and then raise the palm from the mat. That can make it easier to go smooth and easy. Allowing every round to open the body up on the sides a little more. Finish the 3 rounds. And now, once you're back in the center, you can stretch your legs out in front. Do different variations of the twist. So take a few moments in Dandasana. And while we are here, let's move the fingers and toes a bit. Just crunching the toes, moving the fingers. Make a tight fist, release. Same way, crunch the toes, spread them wide apart. And relax. Now we'll go with a simple stretch, simple twist with the leg stretch. If it feels challenging to sit with the back straight and leg stretch, you can keep your knees bent. So this is also fine. So what we'll do is just with the same pace of breathing, breathe in here, breathe out and twist. So you can see how much you can bend the knees slightly or keep them straight. So breathe in, breathe out, twisting to the other side. 3 rounds again on both sides. Remain aware even of the toes and feet. Full body awareness through all the practices. Once you finish the 3 rounds, you can relax. And now we extend the same twist a little more with the Bhuna Manasana, which is basically the same way you lift your hands, place your palms down, and this time you try to reach the floor with your nose, if that is comfortable. Otherwise, you can go with the earlier version of just doing the twist. See how far your body allows you to go. Breathing in, you go into the same kind of a twist and try to reach. It's okay, your hip will lift off. You're getting a nice stretch along the side of the body. So going with your breath, take your time. And when you come back also, see if you can remain aware of the whole body, coming back gently. How much ever your body allows you today. Go ahead, take your time to finish the third round. And come back to the center. There are different ways of doing some of these postures. One is you keep the hips where they are and you go down. The other is you allow the hip to come up, which is okay, and see how far your body allows to go. So either way is fine, just that we are stretching, opening up the body. And now another version of the twist, you open your feet out as wide as the mat. The Gatyatmaka Meru Vakrasana, which is basically a dynamic twist. So you breathe in, open your arms shoulder level. Breathing out, try to reach the toes or wherever your hand goes on the leg and look back at the other arm. Yes, see if you can take your arms back in the same T shape. So as you twist to one side, take the other arm pointing to the back of the room, try to look at that arm. 3 rounds. Take your time to finish. And then bring your feet closer together. No hurry. Whenever you're done. Let's move the spine a little more with our Nauka Sanchalana, which is rowing the boat. So you put your fist in and make a loose, put your thumb in and make a loose fist. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, reaching towards the toes, rounding the back. Breathing in, you bring your oars back towards the chest, lean back. Breathing out, you go forward again. Now, if you can use that upward energy feeling as you breathe in, relax as you breathe out, you'll be able to move towards the toes a little more. You can even extend. We'll continue with this for a few more rounds. You can even extend this as you lean back, coming to a lying down position also, and sitting up. Little more work for the core muscles as well. So going down fully and raising your arms, coming up towards. See what feels comfortable, just the rowing or even going flat. And one last round. And relax. You can keep your hands by the side. And then slowly come up to a standing position. Observe your body, observe the breathing. More of twisting today. Time to make the legs also a little active. So coming to the top of your mat, we'll go into a high lunge. Just step the right foot back. So you can place the foot down, but then slowly raise to the toes. You're on the toes. Both legs are straight right now. So you can breathe in, raise the arms either from the sides or from the front. As you breathe out, you will bend both the knees as if you're about to reach the floor with the back knee and twist to the side. Whichever leg is in front, you twist to that side. So you twist to the right actually. You're going into a twist and opening the arm. The other side you turn to. Yes. So breathe in, come back, raising your arms. Breathing out, we go down. Now see how much you're comfortable. The more your knee is going closer to the floor, the more work happening. It's easier to just place the knee down. See if you can keep it hovering above the mat. Two more rounds. We go. In control of the whole body without clenching, keeping that equal breathing. And once you're done with the last round, you can bring your hands down, step the foot forward. Notice which half of the body, what muscles were worked more. And you are aware of that because of the stronger sensation. So take a few moments to allow all the strong sensations to dissolve. Come back to that state of samasthiti. And whenever you're ready, this time you take the left leg back. We do the twist on the other side. So place the leg back, then raise to the toes on the back leg. Now breathing in, raise your arms, lengthening. As you breathe out, twisting this time. Breathing out. See how low your knee can go. If possible, see if you can avoid placing the knee down. That way you'll strengthen the thigh muscles a little more. The back leg. Two more rounds. Take your time. And once you're done, you can step the foot forward. Bring your arms down. Is your breathing still even? Has it become faster? Whatever it is, the key is being okay with it, aware of it. Let the body settle down. Now we'll stretch out the muscles on the hamstrings, the back of the thighs. A little more work for the core this time because we're going to go into a forward fold and back. Dynamic again in Parshvottanasana. So for this again, you step the right foot back. This time the foot is fully flat. The heel might be slightly inward. And from here, we will raise the arms, lengthen. As you breathe out, trying to keep the hips both facing forward. You lean towards the front leg and go into a forward fold. Now remember, it's perfectly okay to keep the knee bent initially and drop your fingertips down to the mat. You're trying to bring your head towards the knee. And when you come up, you again raise your hands along with the head. But if that feels too intense on the lower back, you can always raise your arms from the sides also and come up. Breathing out, you go forward. Use your breath, use your body awareness as you breathe in, feeling that the inhalation is bringing that energy, strength to all muscles in the body to come back up actively. Go down and release the stretch. 5 rounds we'll go. So take your time. The fifth round now in this pose, we will stay there for a bit. Are you keeping that mental count? So when you go into the fifth round, you can stay there for a couple of breaths, noticing what is happening and seeing what is stopping you from going deeper. Is it because you're clenching, tightening any muscles? Are you passive in the back leg, in your arms? Taking a few moments and then slowly coming up and bringing your foot forward. Observe the differences in the muscles on both halves of the body. If you are feeling stable, sometimes just that breath awareness, equal breathing, will help you remain stable through whatever practices you're doing. So if you're already feeling at ease, go ahead, you can move to the other leg, this time taking the left leg back. 5 rounds. The last round, you can stay down for a bit, exploring the posture a little bit more. Ideally, the stretch in this should come on the back of the thigh. But because it's a forward fold, you might also feel it on your lower back. See where you're feeling the stretch. And depending on the tightness, you might even be feeling it somewhere else. And like I said, feel free to raise your arms from front or from the sides. Because from front, actively see if you can keep the hands by the side of the head. That will also need a little more core engagement of all the muscles in the body. And whenever you go to the fifth round, you can stay there for a bit, exploring what the posture is doing, how you can allow the body to open a little more into the posture, making sure you're not clenching, tightening. Taking a few moments, and when you think you want to come up, being gentle, either arms from the front or from the side. And then you can, once you're done, you can step forward. Observe how you're feeling. And now you can slowly come to a Vajrasana. Let's take a few moments here. Now, if Vajrasana feels intense already, see if you can just stay here for a few breaths. If not, you can try to take that ankle stretch a little more by placing your palms a little behind you and trying to lift the knees off. If that is comfortable for you, you can even lift your palms into a namaste. It's a deeper stretch for the ankles, so be careful. Only if you're comfortable. Otherwise, you can use the hand support and stay there. And gently bring your knees back if you have raised them and come to a tabletop position. You can tuck your toes. Now, the next dynamic moment, we will move between the upward and downward dog actively from plank. So right from your tabletop, spread your fingers. Make sure you're using the whole of your palm to press into the mat. The fingers, palm, not just the base of the palm. You don't want to strain the wrist. Now take one leg back, place it on the mat. Take the other leg back, coming into a plank. And from here we move between upward and downward dog, trying to maintain that same breathing, full body awareness. So you can keep your toes tucked in and just do the upward dog and downward dog. Breathing in as you bring your hips down and look up. Breathing out as you raise your heels. Depending on how much flexibility you have in your back and your ankles, without moving the toes, there is a possibility to also take the toes, the top of the foot onto the mat. It's just that the foot is swinging back and forth. You can explore that as you go into downward dog. Allow the heels to come to the mat. As you go into the upward dog, the ankles almost coming, the top of the feet coming. Five rounds. And once you're done, you can bring your knees down. Take your time, open the knees out and go into a wide knee balasana for a bit. Sitting back on your heels and just resting your arms, resting your forehead on the mat. Remain aware of every part of the body. You relaxed, equal ratio breathing. See if there's any part that is tight, anything that you can open up, let go. Use your breathing to release any tightness, tension. And now, slowly come back to tabletop. Bring your knees together. Sitting back in a Vajrasana. Slowly release the legs to the front again. Now we start holding postures for a bit, just a few of them. So the first one, Paschimottanasana, a full forward fold. Sitting with the legs straight, back straight. Observe carefully, especially the lower back, because sometimes when we keep the back straight, if there is tightness around here, the lower back will be rounding. If that is the case, you can bend your knees even in Dandasana. In general, you can keep the knees slightly bent so that the back is straight. Now today for Paschimottanasana, we will all start with the knees slightly bent. because we'll focus on, or let's start with the knees straight, sorry. We'll start here, breathing in, raise your arms, feel the length from the base of the spine. As you breathe out, reach forward from the lower back as if you're trying to bring your tummy onto the thighs, and see where you can reach your arms. Can you reach the toes, the big toe, or anywhere on the leg? And drop your head forward. And now notice where you're feeling the stretches. With the legs straight. Yes, if you can't reach your toes, you can just place your palms on the shins or wherever you reach. Relax the arms there. With the legs straight, the stretches might feel a little intense on the back, but you're stretching the muscles on the back of the legs quite a bit. If you feel a stretch on the back of the knees, then it's a good idea to bring a micro bend, because you want the muscles above and below the knees, the calves, the thighs to stretch. Behind the knees, you might hurt the ligaments, the knee joint. Now slowly, as you breathe in, raise your arms, come up and relax your arms. Bring your arms down. Take a moment in Dandasana. See how your back is feeling. Seated forward folds are more challenging than standing or the supine ones. Now we will go into it with bent knees and see how we can work on slowly opening up the lower back. So keep the knees slightly bent. Breathing in, raise your arms, and this time lean forward, bringing the belly onto the thighs. And place your palms gently over your toes. Because the knees are bent, you can place your fingers, palms on the toes. You can bend your knees as much as is needed, or you can just grab the big toe with your two fingers also. And once you're there, instead of rounding the back, every time you breathe in, feel that you're lengthening the spine. As you breathe out, you're allowing the chest also to come towards the knees, on the thighs. Here, there's not much of a stretch, no stretch on the back of the legs, but you're focusing on the stretch in the lower back. Now, to continue focusing on this, every time you breathe in, feel that length in the spine. As you breathe out, if you're comfortable, you can slowly straighten the knees a little bit. So we go little by little, keeping that contact between the belly, the torso, and the thigh. If it's already feeling intense, you don't even have to straighten your knees. Stay where you are. And remember, it's not just the tightness in the muscles. The way our joints are, even that makes a difference. How the hip socket is, how big the ball of the femur and the hip bone is, and how they are sitting within each other. The shape and size vary from person to person. So if you are able to go only so much, it's not wise to think it's only because of tightness of muscles. Maybe that is the maximum you can bend forward. 3, 2, listen to your own body. If your body is saying you need to come out of it, it's perfectly fine. And 1. Now slowly raising your hands, coming back up. Place your arms to the back a little, leaning back, relax. Notice the sensations. Relax breathing. Allow the muscles to relax, ease up. We'll do a counter pose for this, more actively using all body parts. So you place your palms a little behind the hips, fingers pointing to the front towards your toes. We'll do the Purvottanasana. The full version is where you press into your palms, lift the hips up, trying to bring your toes towards the floor. You look up. But an easier version is where you bend the knees and lift the same way. So you can try both versions, see what works for you, and we'll hold there for a bit. So one is with the knees bent, you just raise the hips, you come to a reverse tabletop, looking up towards the ceiling. Or you can keep the legs stretched itself and using the strength of the whole body, raise up, trying to take your toes towards the floor, look up. We'll just stay here for a shorter while, whichever version. If you want to come down, if it feels intense, you can lower down and then lift up again also. 4, 3, 2. Use your breath again to feel like you're drawing more strength, energy. And 1. Slowly coming down. Relax. And you can gently come to a lying down position. Lying down on the back. Take a few moments. And time for our supine twist. So bring your knees to the chest. Roll on your back side to side. Rolling side to side, rolling front and back. Resets the spine, releases any tightness, compression. So rolling side to side. Now cross your feet at the ankles. Place your hands behind the thighs. And slowly see if you can roll up to a seated position. Roll back. And as you roll back, try to straighten the knees. That will give you the stretch. Take the rolling all the way to the neck. Massaging those little muscles along the spine. Yes. Sometimes there is also fear which stops us. See if you can let go of that. Stretch your legs back. I think I need to do it the other way with my space constraint. You can bend your knees when you come forward. Straighten your knees as you go back. And now if you're comfortable, we'll just raise the hips and prop them up for a little, Viparita Karani. So what you will do is roll back and just place your hands there to support the hips. Your feet are pointing to the back of the room. There's a slight incline. Now check and make sure your hands are, your weight is on the shoulder blades. Adjust your shoulders if needed. It's on the shoulders and not on the neck. Relax the muscles of the legs so that all that lymphatic fluid can flow downward. 4, relaxed breathing. 3, 2, 1. Now you can bend your knees and slowly roll the back onto the mat. Releasing your back little by little. Stretch your legs out. And a very short counter pose. Prop yourself on your elbows. Keep your chest open and just drop your head back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly releasing your elbows, lie down on your back. That is just to release any distress in the neck muscles, if at all. Now bending your knees, let's go into the supine twist. You can either keep your arms open at shoulder level or interlock your fingers underneath your head. Bring your knees to the chest. Drop your knees to the left. Turn your head to the right. Close your eyes. Let go into the twist. Time to slowly start winding down. So make sure you're not clenching, tightening. Release all the muscles. Enjoying the flow of your breath, the effect it is having on the whole body. And the next time you inhale, you can bring your head, your legs back to the center and slowly twist to the other side. Look in the opposite direction, close your eyes. Keeping your awareness on the body, enjoy the flow of breath, the release it can bring throughout the body. And as you breathe in next, bring your head, your legs back to the center, gently hugging your knees, roll on your back side to side. Now point your feet up, straighten the legs, point your palms up, gently wriggle your fingers and toes. Take your hands all the way to the floor behind your head. Take your legs to the floor. Give yourself a gentle stretch, tensing the muscles and releasing. Slowly settle down into your Shavasana. Time to let go into the stillness. We have remained aware of the body, of the breathing throughout the practice today. Now it is time to just drop into the stillness. Nothing to be done. Nothing to be observed. Today, let us just focus on the silence and stillness within. Just feel that all the empty space within you, around you, is silence and stillness. So you don't need to narrow down, focus your attention on anything. We have studied, learned that every atom also is mostly made up of space. So space is everywhere, within, without. Is there a sound to the space? stay with that. Whatever space that you can be aware of, inside and out, that is stillness, silence. Be there. Be that. Or you don't have to be. You are that. That part of you which is constantly aware from when you were born till we leave the body. That is the space of silence and stillness. That is who you are. You have this body, this form, but you, the awareness, you can look at it as the space. So only be that for the next few minutes. Observe if the mind has wandered off. That is okay. The moment when you realize it is an opportunity to come back. Come back to just being the space, the silence. Once you become the space of awareness, then in that space of awareness, everything can keep happening. The body movements, mental activity. It's just like the space in a room. It's not like we say the space is there only if there is no furniture. The space is still there. If you place furniture, if you crowd the room, still you know that there is space. So that awareness is always there, present. You are always present, no matter what is happening with the body, with the mind, the mental activity, the thought wave. Can you remain the spacious awareness as you start coming out of Shavasana, moving the body, becoming active in the body, taking time to move the body, stretch it maybe. And even as you move to come up to a seated position, can you constantly remain that spacious awareness that you are? Include everything in that awareness, your body movement, your breathing. Sitting back, continue to remain that awareness. Even for the next minute or two, today instead of the pranayama, you are just going to sit, remaining that awareness. It's just a simple example, but it helps to think that you are the space within you, around you. Simply be that. There is this idea that I, when we say I, is limited to this body. But the I, in reality, is not bounded, confined. It is present always, everywhere. The moment we start looking at ourselves as the awareness at the core, just having this form for now, all the differences, the separation that we feel from other humans, other beings, everything else in creation starts dissolving. It starts becoming clearer that this same awareness is who each of us is in reality. The differences, the judgments, the negativity, all come from this idea. That's all it is, just an idea that I am only this limited form going by this name, say Lalita. Just a few more seconds. Stay with just being, the spacious awareness, the stillness. as far as you can, even after we end the practice. See if you can stay with that or try to come back to it. You just need to close your eyes, relax the body, the mind with a few breaths, and see if you can go back to just thinking that I am the space within and around. Maybe for the rest of the day, that can be a practice you try out. So continuing to remain that awareness, bring your palms together. We will just rub our palms. Cup the eyes and take a few moments to open the eyes. Even the need for prayer, thinking of others, are one of the beginning steps, but that comes because we look at ourselves and others as different. In that state of oneness, there is no other to pray for, to wish well for. Thank you. Take care. See you soon.